The best disc for every speed, part 2. In part 1 of this, I went through every single speed for discs, 1 through 15, and picked out the best disc for each. This brought some controversy, crap ton of comments from you guys on wanting changes to the list. So that's what I've done today. Using some of your comments from the last video, a bit of my own opinions, mixed with popularity, I have again chosen the best disc for every single speed in disc golf. Make sure to comment down below what you would want on your list. But before we drop into the video, we're going to check out today's sponsor, Renew Disc Golf Bags. It's been a few weeks since I really got to enjoy my new bag that they sent over. I'm really liking it. It's a lot lighter than the bag I was using before, it's way more comfortable, and overall, I love the look. The slick black bag is my favorite, but they have other styles to choose from. Right now I'm using about 22 discs in my bag, which is more than enough for me, and it's got the perfect amount of storage for all my gadgets. There's a link in the description below. Go check out Renew Disc Golf and use code RM10 at checkout for 10% off your next disc golf bag. I came out with this video just after the glitch had been PDGA approved, but there was no knowing it would become as big as it was. By far the most comments I got were that the glitch needed to be in the number 1 slot, and I honestly now agree. It's the most known number 1 speed, has by far the most versatility, and it's actually usable unlike a lot of other 1-speed discs. The easiest disc to add into this list by far, the MVP glitch. I apologize to all those people from the last video. Here it is, the glitch for you guys. There's so many discs at the 2-speed, it's mostly used for people as a putting putter. There's a billion I could choose from, and last time I went with just the basic P2 from Discmania. But this time I'm going to highlight a company that only makes putting putters. If you're going to have the best disc for the 2-speed, why not have it be from a company that is branded as the putting company? I really like the Penrose from EV7, that's my pick for the 2 speeds, but this could be from any company, anywhere in disc golf. From the glitch, which was easy to choose, to the 2-speed, it was really different. Once we bump up a little in speeds, we now see that you have more versatility when it comes to the disc. Still could be used for putting, but also might just roll out with throwing putters. The Luna is a great disc for the 3-speed slot. It's easy to throw, very comfortable, and a ton of players use them. When Discraft came out with the Luna, it seemed pretty basic. It's able to handle a little bit more torque than some other putters, and I think for that 3-speed slot, having it in the bag is a necessity. Alright, for 4 speeds, you have to go with something beefy. I know what you're all thinking, zone, zone, zone. Well, guess what? That was in the last video. The zone has become so useful in disc golf that now a disc will be referred to as a zone-like disc. Well, the next best thing for a zone-like disc is going to be the Tactic from Discmania. A little bit flatter, a little bit deeper, but for an overstable 4-speed disc, it's a must. When deciding on the list, I figured that for the 4-speed, if I didn't mention another overstable approach disc, then I would be doing this video an injustice. Go ahead, fight about it in the comments, but it's a must-have for that slot. Honestly, the Hex is kind of taken over. When Simon Lizotte moved over to MVP, the first thought I had was going to be, how is he going to throw the Hex? Is he going to make it as mainstream as he had with Discmania discs? The Lizotte drop was big, but even before that, the Hex was growing in the disc golf community. Versatile for slower arm speeds, a stable mid you could trust to finish strong. For those bigger arm speeds, it's a disc you can use to get a lot of distance out of. The 5-speed slot has to be a disc you can rely on, and from my personal experience, and you guys in the comments section, the Hex is that 5-speed. This is a speed though I will agree with that there are just so many options. Can't go wrong with the Hex though. 6 speeds are weird, useful for some players, others just stay away from them. MVP does have a lot of options for the 6 speeds, and I know all you gyro fans are going to be snippy, but get over it, the Cax from Kastaplast is just as useful. The plastic from Kastaplast is clutch, I'm not going to lie, so when you combine that with the quirky 6-speed Cax, it makes for a dynamic duo. Handles the wind well, but it's not super beefy, so when you're starting to look for that slot in between the mids that are a bit slower, and control drivers that are a bit long, then the Cax is right there. Kastaplast was going to make it on the list no matter what, but y'all can be happy now that I've removed the Berg from the 1-speed, and let the Cax stay in the 6-speed. There's no way the Cax has been memed as hard as the Berg has. On my last video, this was the slot that got commented on the most, so many different options for that 7-speed. So when I chose the reliable River from Latitude, you guys didn't seem to like that. So here it is, the most basic 7-speed ever, maybe in disc golf, the FD. I'm not saying basic is bad, I'm just saying it's what is needed apparently for that 7-speed slot. As my father would say, it is what it is, and the FD from Discmania, it is what it is. Trusty, stable, run-of-the-mill 7-speed that hopefully all you guys don't hate. The glitch may have had the most comments last time, but coming in second was the T-Bird 3, so I had to make sure it was on this list. For 8 speeds, the options dwindle a little bit, so it was pretty easy for me to slot in the T-Bird 3 from Innova. And for all of those discs on this list, might just be the most classic. The T-Bird 3 for the 8-speed slot may be the easiest out of the hand. That is something that this mold has going for it. That's an easy disc to throw, and by the comments on the last one, You guys throw it a lot. And it wasn't just from the Innova lovers out there. People who commented that their list having all these different brands on there, a lot of them still trusted the T-Bird 3 for the 8-speed. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to trust I made a lot of you guys happy with this pick. We go down the same road we did last time with the Zone. I feel like for that 9-speed disc, it's just best to have it be a super beefy disc that you can rely on. Last time it was the Firebird, this time it's the Felon from Dynamic Discs. Trust, that's what it means to throw a disc like this. Whether you've got a lot of arm speed or none, this disc is going to be trustworthy no matter what. That's true stability right there. The Felon's a great pick, maybe the best disc from DD, and for the 9 speeds, you have options. I could have gone any direction with this, but if you don't have a disc like the Felon in your bag, you're missing out. Best disc for 9 speed, in my opinion. Do the research. There's not that many options for 10 speeds. There's a couple, but compared to the basic speeds from 5, 7, and 9, 10 speed is overlooked. I loved my pick last time for the PD, and man did I get roasted. I said it's a great driver for beginners to start throwing. And guess what? I'm going to stand behind that because I hate losing discs. And if you have a disc a little more beefy sometimes, then you're more likely to know where it's going to fly. So for all you guys that roasted me, maybe the Onyx will cheer you up. Discraft Onyx, Annex, whatever you call it, comes in clutch at the 10 speed, a disc hopefully you don't throw in the water. The Grace from Latitude has been quickly on the rise as one of the best distance drivers in the sport. For amateurs, you're going to have a trust driver. For bombers, you're going to be able to throw it so freaking far. Latitude's come out with a lot of discs since my last video, but none have had the hype or the turnout that the Grace has. It feels great, throws easy, and goes far. What else are you looking for in a disc? Funny moment from the last video, I said that I liked an 11 speed that I could throw over the water and trust it to fade out. And some dude commented and said I have no arm speed. Well, for the guy who commented that, I still like an 11 speed that I can trust. That's the Grace. Trust in Grace. The Cloudbreaker. 12 speed, so many to choose from, and from the last video, I can't believe I didn't have it in the 12 slot. Instead, I had the Destroyer. What a noob I must have been. It's the best 12 speed disc. Don't argue with me. It's awesome. Feels great. Trusted to go far. Break clouds with it. You know how I'm doing with my slow arm speed. But anyways, enough of that. Honestly, throw the Cloudbreaker from Discmania. It's a gift to the people in disc golf. Maybe the best feeling distance driver in the hand for forehands, but not super deep, so when you want it on the backhand, it still feels good. As we get further up here in speeds, the more opinions people are going to have. For example, my opinion on the Cloudbreaker. 13 speeds were tricky. I thought long and hard about this one. I just couldn't get off the Rive. Latitude has won over the distance driver slots. First the Grace and now the Rive for the 13s. It's kind of funny though, from my last video to this one, Discraft had a lot of impact on the sport in the distance drivers with Hades, Force, Nuke, all those big dogs used by so many people. But now I feel like the spot is open for other brands to come in. Latitude's distance drivers game is on point. Trust in the 13 speed. For me, that's a lot of speed to throw, but you can make it work. It's disc golf. That's what it's all about. I wanted to choose a disc for the 14 speed that is actually versatile. Not just a meat hook, but something you can fall in love with. The Corvette was my first love. I remember the first time I threw it perfectly. Flipped up just a little bit, turned over, then faded out. It was a beautiful shot and to this day brings a tear to my eye. I can picture it sliding under the basket. So in honor of you, good old Corvette from Innova, 14 speed, maybe the best in the game. I miss you. Only one company out there that can make this slot, and the discs aren't even made anymore. The Michelin made my list last time from Latitude, now the Rakuten takes its turn. Maybe an even faster version from the 15 speeds. These two discs are crazy. They don't make them anymore, but who knows, all you guys hear about, you might want a 15 speed in the bag. They might come back. The Rakuten or the Rocket, 15 speed with a lot of turn. It had a unique hexagon pattern that made the disc fly with less air drag, which is kind of like what golf balls are working with. Probably the most unique disc on the list, and the only one that isn't made anymore. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment down below what you think the best disc is for every speed. Using the link in the description, go check out Renew Disc Golf and the bags they're making. At checkout, use code RM10 for 10% off your next disc golf bag. Alright, we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.